A man shows up on his birthday, hoping for more than a kiss.
Well, I want to kiss first.
And later, he starts crying.
Cool.
Put your hands on your back, man.
And crying. And crying.
Am I going to go to jail tonight? You will go to jail tonight.
Gonna fucking do it.
The majority of people were raised by one parent. That's just the statistical fact. The majority of people were raised by one parent. So should the majority of people be calling women bitches?
No, they shouldn't.
So by law, I think it's okay because you
I don't want to.
without a dad.
My dad's a fucking piece of shit, son of a bitch.
Okay.
I love him, and why do I fucking love him? The son of a bitch, I hardly fucking knew him except when I was fucking 21. That cocksucker never fucking gave me a...
He never gave you a what?
Anything. That fucking thing, even when me and Paul Roy went down to fucking drink with him, me and Paul Roy wanted to buy the goddamn beer. That son of a bitch, even when I fucking went right next fucking door to him, never even brought over a fucking loaf of bread if I fucking needed a loaf of bread.
Well, maybe he thought that you were gluten intolerant and didn't eat bread.
No, maybe he was just fucking wanting to fucking look out for himself, didn't give a fuck about his son. Like he did for 21 years before, 23 years before that. I was his fucking son, and I went over and visited him. This is the only fucking time I can remember going over to fucking see him. When he was with fucking Barbara. And Barbara had her son, Bunky. And Bunky, I was playing with a fucking toy. And Bunky came and took it away from me. I went and told my fucking dad. He told me let Bunky have it. That's the only memory that I had of my fucking dad. Other than going over and seeing him when I was 11, when I fucking knuckled on my sister's leg.
What about your sister's leg?
I knuckled on her fucking leg. I fucking grabbed over her leg. I wouldn't let go. I didn't want him touching me. Didn't want to fucking be there. I just went over there because she was going to be there. If she wouldn't have gone over, I never would have fucking gone over.
But now, what does this have to do with your behavior?
He tried to talk to me on the phone when I was 10, and I told him I didn't want to talk to him. And I was scared to tell him that. Then I went and fucking hugged on Dale. Oh, a fucking bastard. And I love that stupid son of a bitch.
This is for all the know-it-alls that think they already know everything about everything that happened in this thing that I was in. They, when they did the interview with me in the interrogation room, see, this is about the search of my truck. Search of my truck, they already did the search of my truck at the Sting House without my consent. Then they brought me to the interrogation room because they searched my truck while they were bringing me at the interrogation room at the sheriff's department. So I wasn't even aware that they were doing the search of my truck. But after the interrogating, they had driven my truck. They weren't supposed to be driving my truck. They were supposed to have a wrecker take my truck to the sheriff's station. But they drove my truck to the sheriff's station. Then after they got done interrogating me, they brought me out to my truck. And they did this pretend search all over again. The search that they had already done, they did it all over again. With the camera crew there on my truck, they searched my truck, and they had me standing over next to the sheriff that arrested me with another camera crew right there. And when I was standing next to the sheriff, and the camera crew come over and started getting in my face, so I got behind the sheriff. And the camera crew directed the sheriff to stand me next to him. So it's like the sheriff was standing here and I was standing here, and this camera crew was right here in front of me, getting in my face. And what they were doing was trying to make me react to them being assholes. So, and I was moving my head every which way, like this, every way I possibly could, with my hands behind my back, trying to get away from them. Even going to the point where I was down just like this, my head between my legs. The camera guy come right around the back of my legs with the camera right on my legs or hitting my nose. That's when they stopped filming me so hard. I stood back up and I just resolved to give them in. Just stand there and let them film me. 'Cause what they were trying to do is they wanted to get a reaction out of me so that they could put it on the show. Because they wanted something good to put on the show. So if I would have given them a reaction, they would have edited out everything else that would have happened, so you never would have seen that either. The only thing you would have seen would be me reacting and them putting me on the ground because the camera crew would be aggravating me. It was all a setup, it was all a show. So I'm sorry for all you know-it-all people that think you know everything about everything that has to do with that show. But that's what it was a staged show. Regardless if you want to admit it or not, it's a staged show.
Sheriff's office, down! Get down!
7 men from 3 different states are facing serious charges this afternoon after being busted in a sex sting. The arrests were made after police say the men went to Kentucky for a round of sex with a teenager. News Channel 5's Rodney Dunnigan is following this story, and I guess investigators have some pretty convincing evidence about this.
Yes, they do. They actually have all of these guys on tape. Now, apparently these men went online looking for sex with a child. I know it sounds sick, but they got a big surprise when they showed up, and instead of finding a youngster, they found the cops and were carted off to the pokey.
Caught red-handed, these mugshots certainly say a lot. This sad-looking bunch, 7 in all, were rounded up in Bowling Green, Kentucky, after deputies say they drove into town for sex with a child.
Very driven, very motivated, very focused individuals.
From internet predators, investigators say these guys were surfing the web, hoping to score with a 13-year-old. With the help of volunteers from the website Perverted Justice, the Warren County Sheriff's Department set up a sting. They say these men chatted online with what they thought was a youngster. When they got to town, they discovered they were sadly mistaken. Sheriff's office, down! Get down! Check out this footage, all caught from cameras posted outside of a Bowling Green home where the predators were lured.
The sting house was wired with video and audio.
Get on the ground. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach.
When they showed up, they were cuffed and hauled in. Local lawmen want this to serve as a warning.
All right, thanks, Scott. An internet sex sting netted 4 Middle Tennessee men. All the men drove to a house in Bowling Green, Kentucky, thinking they would meet up with a 13-year-old girl for sex. Instead, they met up with police and were taken into custody. The list includes Jeremy West of Springfield, Lorne Armstrong of Nashville.
Lorne Armstrong came in his pickup truck. He had a huge smile on his face. He was so excited. He came right into the driveway, and I went out on the stoop to wave him in, and he jumped out of the car like he won the lottery or something. He was so excited to be here, and he came walking in very proud, very excited, and he sat on down. I'm ready to test the buttons.
Oh my god. I thought you had blonde hair.
Do you like it? I dyed it myself.
The
fact that it was his birthday, I'm sure he was thinking this was going to top off his day, and he just didn't know what to do with himself almost because he was so excited. And he almost made me feel comfortable. He told me to sit down in the chair, and I almost did because he was just that welcoming about it, and he thought he knew what he was doing and figured he had me. Did you bring condoms?
Yes, I did.
Where are they?
Out in the truck.
Well, what good are they going to do in the truck if we're in here?
Well, yell at me, why don't you? I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first. What's on here?
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as you thought you would be. I like seeing you in person.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
He definitely wanted a kiss, and he even asked me for one and smiled, like, come on, that's why I'm here. And I just kind of sat there like, oh no, let's just talk first. And he got a little, you know, oh man. But after that, Chris came out and he realized he wasn't going to get anything for his birthday.
Seem pretty comfortable there.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
What's happening?
Not too much.
Not too much. So what are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
Well, I'll tell you, for the last several days, you've been up to a lot. You're a pretty prolific chatter there.
Cool.
I've decided that I'm not going to tell you all about my past. I'll give you an example of the 5 years before I got incarcerated. You know, before I got involved in the sting. I realized I do not need to tell anybody. I really don't owe anybody an explanation. This example is one of the things that had happened to me that made it so I couldn't, well, that was part of why I couldn't think straight. One of my siblings, well, see, I idolized some of my siblings and some others also. This example is probably one of the most disgusting to me. One of my siblings needed some work done on the house, and so I had a septic business at the time, and I was making good money, and so I took my crew up to their house, up to my sibling's house, and did $700 worth of work, and I told them it was a Christmas present, and if they want to give me a Christmas present back, then they can give me, make me some macaroni and cheese. There's some homemade macaroni and cheese that they made. And I did the same for another sibling, went up to their house, and I did $700 worth of work. And I told them if they wanted to, the same thing, that it was a Christmas present. If they wanted to give me a Christmas present back, they can make me some deviled eggs. Then another sibling, I gave $425 to for heating oil, and told them that if they want to give me it was a Christmas present, if they want to give me a Christmas present back, they can make me some of their homemade meatballs. And I never saw the meatballs, I never saw the deviled eggs, and I never saw the macaroni and cheese. To this day, I've never seen the macaroni and cheese. And I told them, don't make it take a year. Well, they didn't make it take a year because they still haven't gotten it, so it's been way over a year. Whatever, I don't want the macaroni and cheese now anyway. That there is an example of 5 years worth of treatment, and that right there led up to the reason why I couldn't think straight when I got involved with the sting. But that there is all I'm going to say about it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? It's your fucking vagina, goddammit! You open your fucking vagina! Are you fucking kidding me? Forget it for meeting me. Fucking forget it! No! Are you listening? Fucking good! Fuck it! You might think it's a fucking joke. It's not a fucking joke! Shut the fuck up about that! You think I'm fucking kidding? You fucking do it to me again! You'll never talk to me again! Shut the fuck up about fucking that!